Hey everybody, SpectralStar here, back with more Call of Cthulhu. And now we've got to go see the widow. Sanders' widow. And I don't exactly... I think we go out this door, maybe? I think we... Maybe? Yeah, we got to hold the button down. Because, you know, I always have to hold down the button to open an actual door. Sanders' residence. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the SHAMBLER, and that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may.
No, joke's on you, I'm a vampire.
However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here.
Okay.
You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable.
No, I will.
It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Lots. Oh god, she's got the creepy paintings.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Okay. Should I go the the Lovecraft way here? He died screaming right before my eyes.
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. Yeah.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
What is Kat doing here?
May I ask you what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
But you do know what kind of business Miss Baker is in, don't you?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
How do you know Sarah Hawkins?
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
They are pretty freaky paintings. Tell me about this dimensional shambler.
I deduce that your husband already mentioned this dimensional shambler.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Yeah, you won't let me consult shit. Yeah. Well, I've got CP, so maybe I should spend some. I'm not sure. I'm just, you know what, honestly, just gonna probably spend some. Should I get eloquence? I think eloquence would be good, but then again, psychology. Strength. I don't know about that. That sounds more interesting, though. It's gonna take one more before I can get it done. Alright. Well, let's validate. Boom.
Did she really care for him after all?
Dear Madam, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to simply return his body to you. At the moment of his interment, you signed a discharge, allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. Well, that's obvious that he's full of shit and doing some weird things.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Ugh. Indeed. I could do that. Ooh, I'm good. Okay, alright. There's gonna be something to do with that, I'm sure. Yes. Second volume in the series covers everything from gas gangrene to trench nephritis. In addition to precise and detailed study, the book presents some avant-garde theories. The incredible complexity of this book reserves it for medical experts. Okay. Every time I pick something up or go into a menu, the frames go to hell. I wonder if this happens to everybody. Wait, what's this? Looks like another expert book. Now, guys, I have something to show you, actually, that just came in the mail a little while ago. But it'll be for another episode or two, probably.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
That's Sarah Hawkins. Okay. She's not bad looking. She's a pretty good looking chick. The piano? El piano?
A house of artists.
Yes, el piano. El piano. Oh ho.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Why did she sell the painting if she didn't want to sell the painting? Well, here we are. Here's the painting.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
Maybe. Haha, my favorite. The fucked up thing in the darkness.
She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
Examine the Shambler. What? Ah.
The
Jesus.
Shambler. I need to see it.
Well, there's plenty of fucked up shit in here. You sure none of this other crap could have killed him? Is there something with the piano, by the way? The piano looks muy importante.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a
Jack of all trades.
phonograph.
An audio recording that Francis Sanders left for his wife. Where's the phonograph? Aha.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
There was something about the phonograph. It played a song.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes.
I was pretty close. I mean, I don't think I can hit two keys at once, though. I don't know. If there's anything to do with the piano, please somebody let me know. I don't know if I'll ever get back to it, but hopefully I will. Jammed. Stuck. Jammed. Okay, well, let's find the Shambler. I had to try the piano, guys. I'm sorry. It seemed like a typical thing to... Oh, hey, cat.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
It sure is an ancient amulet, probably Amerindian. I wonder what its purpose could be. I guess we're just taking it.
I could use one of those.
Sleeping pills, huh? Cultism went up, I guess. Yeah, sort of, kind of. Cool. Oh, what's that? There's something in the floor. Something in the floor. The Whale and the Cod. A brief history of Darkwater by Ewan Greenmouth. It is focused on the past glory of the land. Key. What's that for? Okay. I don't need that.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning for you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins. That is a good idea. At least she should have just never gave it to him anyway.
An old diary.
This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision of a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will all suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. Cool. Yeah, I'm strong. Okay, I shouldn't have done that, I feel like, but whatever. Dissertation on an anatomical question. It is the work of a student in book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of an experienced surgeon. However, the questions asked allow us to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy. So, I got medicine progressions. Yeah. I'll be stitching you up in no time, sweetheart. I don't know about that. Let's talk to Kat first.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
Miss Sanders knows your real name?
There's more than that, Miss Baker.
So people have been talking behind my back. I was almost beginning to like you, Mr. Pierce. But it stays Cat for you.
You knew the Sanders?
Irene is a friend of mine.
And you, what are you doing
And
here?
you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me.
This sounds like a bad
And
idea.
I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say? Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Okay. Whatever floats your boat, butt cheese. Alright. I don't know what the book is. Fuck it, we'll read it. Oh god, why did I read this? So Affect Your Destiny. Malleus Besterium Volume 2. Oh god. This is not cool. It's a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Yeah. Why did I read that? Why? What else did it give me? No, we already did that. Alright, let's see if we can pick this lock. Oh, we have the key. It doesn't matter. We forced the key out. Oh, God. Oh, my fuck. This is... This dude has way too much occult shit. What the fuck is this? It's got tits? What are you trying to give me? This is so fucking weird.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Oh no, don't tell me. Oh boy, there's a place to hide. This is gonna be a boss fight. That looks like a statue from Mortal Kombat Island in the movie.
The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
A terrifying one. A very, very terrifying one. Oh my god, this dude is strangling this duck. Which I don't blame him, they're horrifying monsters. Feeling cute, buddy? What's this? Oh, I got oil. Oh, that's the fucking Shambler. Fuck that, not yet. Okay, Devil Angel. Giant face. Teddy Graham's bear. Aslan. Stick. I don't know. This is sarcophagus. Has he got the Necronomicon here? That would I would just shit the bed.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Look like ceremonial daggers to me. This shit is creepy, man. Wonder where the lament configuration cube is. Ugh, Kylo Ren. Okay. I believe we've searched this place out here. Alright. Jeez, I don't wanna. There's something behind it.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with a tortured form down to the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange esoteric symbol, a recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. Okay, you know what? Let's look for that dagger. I have a bad feeling that we're gonna need it. All the daggers were pretty much in here. Nope. That might be it. I think that might be it. Yeah.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
That's the dagger. I'm gonna make sure that's the dagger by looking at other daggers.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
I believe we found our man. Yeah. Yeah, we found it. It's over there. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I kind of want to look behind it just really fast, see if there's a different dimension. Of course not. Anything outside? Alright, dude, quit beating around the bush. Just fucking look at it. knew it. Something's gonna happen now. Really? Oh, fuck. Is this what he saw before he died?
What the?
Where's my fucking diary? Shambler is a painting.
Hell was that?
Yeah, this is not good. Okay. We just got to get to the dagger, I think, and maybe stab the painting. Jesus.
Down. This dagger
Okay.
looks different.
Yeah, that's the dagger we need. I think. Yes! Suck it, you bitch! Yeah, get in that fucking painting. Go back to your own fucking dimension. No! You let go of me, you whore. Stab him, dude. Now, burn the painting. Burn it. Oh no. Oh no. No, no Evil Dead.
What's the matter with you?
The thing on the doorstep. From beyond. Holy crap.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
The painting was cursed.
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew about the monster?
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
Did you give me this information free of charge?
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
Okay, I guess we're done here. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork printed by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the nameless bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Yeah, let's pay the library a visit. Oh no, somebody broke in and fucked up their hand doing it. I'm not trying to tell you how to steal shit. Always wrap your hand, or use a rock. Don't punch their glass, you dumbass. You're not the Terminator.
Where is the bookseller?
He's probably dead. He was strangled to death by the Shambler.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. I get medicine. Awesome. About to level that right up. I can't believe occultism worked with Cat. Like, you would think she wouldn't give 2 squirrel turds.
An old diary.
Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 4. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head, because it holds the truth. Now, those 2 achievements I got earlier. Now, From Beyond, I know that's a movie. It could be a book by H.P. Lovecraft, or a novel, or a short novel, or something. I don't know, but the other one, The Thing on the Doorstep, is definitely H.P. Lovecraft. Definitely H.P. Lovecraft, if I didn't say that right. History of Darkwater, Volume 2, Harry Campbell. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. What is it with H.P. Lovecraft and lighthouses? I'm not complaining. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Nice. This is a popular book during this period. I'm not sure. Oh, shit. That is not good for white, but not that bad either. You still win. Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Damn. That's obviously not true, though. I mean, I guess it could be in this world. Well, thanks. Now I don't have to be in the dark, right? I don't think the light's really going to help me that much. Okay. Oh. Yeah, some more oil. Just go ahead and fill her up. Poetry, huh? I used to have this book when I was a kid. Horrifying images drawn about the Headless Horseman, Banshee, Mummy, all kinds of things. I can't remember the name of the book. It's terrifying. It stuck with me all my life. If I ever figure it out what the book is called. It's an old poetry book, by the way. I will let you guys know, and maybe I'll do a video about it. Maybe. I don't know.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These Tibetan writings are at the origin of esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy, would have drawn extensively on the texts of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. The book discovered in the Nameless Bookstore on Darkwater. This book, discovered in the Nameless Bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much of a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. You think she was full of poops, huh? Oh. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all of the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in pulling together this collection. Wow. Medicine progressions. We made it. Yay. I have 2 CP, so... There we go. Okay, it's up to 4 now. I don't know if we need to go ahead and go for 5, go for broke, or whatever. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll just validate here. Boom. Just hanging around, huh? Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 2. As precise and illustrated as much detail, with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgeries specific to malformations and motor disorders. And we got more medicines. How much longer till we actually get it going here? You know what? Yes.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Yeah. How many Malleus Bestiariums are there? This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I had never heard of. Divinities from the stars. Creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work on the bestiary of the myth, without giving details on the mythology of which it refers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. That's such a cool word, phantasmagorical. How far did occultism go? Need to walk around with a lighter, or the light on here for a second. Just to make sure, you know. Okay, now let's go back here.
What happened here?
Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods present are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart for the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Oh, more medicine. Well, that's obviously openable, but... Alright, fine. Let's reconstruct this crime scene.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Yes, it's always a man. Jesus, it's dark back here.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Yeah, he sure is. Constantly fucking himself up.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Oh, shit. What is that book? Ooh.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Okay. Well, alright. Okay. What did I miss? I am rather confused, Batman. Oh.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Okay.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality. In order that they be recovered and burned, the funeral urn must be given to my dear mother. If she is still of this world, the following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combinations are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Okay. Open the save. Okay, sure.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Key of Riley file. This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It's in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and branch, whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from the last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Okay.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
I suppose so. The Key of Riley, huh? Open the safe.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Okay, Arkham. Things That Should Not Be. A Study of American Folklore by Albert Wilmarth. A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University. The volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Sandbach, huh? Riolinda. An ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language. The volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious,
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Corpus Hermeticum. N.M. Capelius or something. Written by Hermes Trismegistus. Trismegistus, translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppelius. Okay. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural. Well, we've already read that bottom part. I need to stop reading that, but it's nuts.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Azathoth and Other Horrors. A collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. Damn.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Isis Unveiled, a book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Key of Solomon, a book of spells supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse, reedited by Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W.D. Lawrence's original. Okay.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
He keeps saying the same thing. Massa di Requiem per Shugay. Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Citi Brodiguera. An infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
The Prophecies, a collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone and Theophilus Widebridge.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
I'm pretty sure.
How many volumes are there? Another volume by
He
Arkham
just
Editions.
keeps saying shit, doesn't he? Is that really all of them? Or is there more?
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Okay. Well, that was something. Do we have a phonograph? I guess that's the next stop.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay. Okay, so Azathoth was one of his big boy. Ugh. Ugh. Where was Azathoth?
So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this collection?
What did Drake say about this collection? Ugh. I don't know what to fucking do. Well, alright guys, I think that's a good place to end this on for right now, and I will be back with the solution later. I need time to think about this, and, you know, you will see the solution, I promise. Oh.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires have a specific motif? I don't know. But we will be back next time on Call of Cthulhu. I'm SpectralStar. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Omae Wamo. Kodoku.